Advantages of having a living trust set up. I'm going to talk about 4 main advantages. Number 1, creative planning. Number 2, tax advantages. Number 3, ease of transaction. And number 4 is cost savings. Let's start with number 4, cost savings. If there's a trust in place, it saves up to about 10% to the estate versus if there's no trust in place or if there's only a will in place. Because if there's no trust or only a will in place, the trust assets such as a house, cars, money in the bank, etc., have to go through the formal court process, which is called the probate process. That can take up to 2 years, depending on how backed up the courts are right now. So it is much more cost efficient to have a living trust in place. It'll save the beneficiaries a lot of money. Ease of transaction. If a person has set up a living trust, once that person passes away, it is very easy to transfer the assets, such as, again, homes and bank accounts, into the successor trustees' names so that it can go to the beneficiaries. It can be a matter of days. Again, if there's no trust in place, it can take a year or longer. I had one client coming into my office, and he had parents who only had a will. There was a house that my client got, but the house was tied up in process and probate for almost 2 years, and my client ended up losing the house in foreclosure because he could not refinance the house. He could not rent it out because it had to be remodeled, and he couldn't afford the mortgage. Had there been a living trust in place at that time, my client could have transferred the house into his name in a matter of a few days, refinance, and save his house. So it is it's very easy when there's a trust in place. There's no courts or no judges involved at all. Also, creative planning. There's much more creativity allowed in setting up a trust. For example, if there's blended families, or if the kids or grandchildren are not yet 18 or 25 or so, subtrusts can be set up for those children and conditions can be put in place. For example, my son such and such shall receive his share at the age of 25 if he completes a bachelor degree. If not, then he will receive his share at the age of 30. That's a subtrust. So those things can be set up with a trust, not with a will. Last but not least, tax savings. It is much more there's a tax advantage to have a trust in place and not put the kids already on title as joint tenants or tenants in common while the parents are alive, but have them inherit the house or other things, bank accounts, etc., through a trust. Because through a trust, there will be a 100% step up in basis. Once that asset, like for example the house or stocks, etc., get sold, there will be much less capital gains liability than when there's a joint tenancy in place. The parents just put the kids on the house real quick. If that happens, the parents pass away, at least 50%, which is the shares of the parents, will not enjoy a step-up in basis, and there will be more capital gains taxes. And that can be a matter of hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the estate. So there's a lot of things to think about. That's why I have a free consultation that I give my clients to go through all the areas. Almost everyone enjoys the benefits of a trust, even if they don't have a house at this time. And as always, give me a call with your questions or email me. Call me at 925-932-7086 or email me at michael@renelaw.com. Thank you.